Hello and welcome to Bill and Val's allotment on a windy still Saturday morning. Been up here to check any damage, and all I appear to have lost is the top of one of my water barrels.
Yeah, we had a couple of the bins upended, but apart from that all is good. So not too bad at all, eh Bill?
No, we've done well. I lost the glass and those green polytunnels, plenty of those gone.
Yeah, one of the metal sheds have blown out the back, wasn't it?
Yeah, blown out. A couple of sheds up there blown to pieces.
We have been fortunate, and when the wind does calm down in the next couple of days, I'll have a good look for that top, but now it's just a bit too cold. Anyway, a couple of corrections first of all. Well, a correction and a we know.
These are Touchon, not truncheon as I called them, they're Touchon.
They're called Touchon.
And they're what, a fortnight old now, aren't they?
They are a fortnight old now.
And they're just poking through. And next week I'll be thinning these out because some have got two on, some have got one.
Alright, and
this one is the radish.
Yes.
I know the pot's too high, the radish won't go all the way down there, but I haven't got any pots with a 10-inch diameter
that come down to there, really.
And we've had a look this morning and they're quite expensive.
Quite $12.99 for a pot.
Too much.
Far too much. I don't think so. Right, so we're going to do a bit of sowing first of all, aren't we, Bill?
Yeah, we're going to sow some onward peas.
Onward peas.
Early onward peas.
I've only put onward on there. Doesn't matter, does it?
No, it doesn't matter. They're early onward.
Okay, so we're going to have another go with these in the guttering, like we did last season. Bill's just going to fill the whole thing up and then chuck some soil on. Now I know a few of you've done this, hopefully you had good results. If you did last year, do give us a shout on that, because I don't think we got a lot of feedback about it, so we'll see how they go this year.
I know quite a few people do it this way.
Yeah, but it was our first time last year. Peas were pretty awful last year.
You didn't do very well with any
really
peas,
bad, really bad peas. However, while Bill's fiddling there, these are the half pint that we popped in, and as you can see, they're all coming along very nicely. So lovely. You never know, we might have a good pea year this year, Bill.
Yeah, could do with a good pea.
Make me laugh.
No, we got plenty of peas to do, and we got our own ones. You know, the Kent Blue.
Yes.
Doing that, and we got the Knee Plus Ultra.
Yes, we're going to do the Kent on plot 2.
Yeah.
No damage on plot 2 whatsoever, just one of the boys' hats had come off, that was it, which I found easy enough, so absolutely fine. So
this is taking a bit longer than you anticipated.
Sorry to hear everyone has had a bit of a rough time. Was it kind of like middle of the country, Bill?
Wales and Midlands,
yeah.
London. Some in London copped it.
Yeah.
I'm hoping our friend David done all right with his building.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's the roof covered, wasn't it, with
scaffolding and
scaffolding and tin.
Gosh.
He's having a new roof put on.
Let us know how you got on there, David.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's due again, isn't it? Something, the tail end of it, or what? I don't know what it is.
Yeah, we got more winds coming later on today, and we're still in an amber warning at the moment.
Oh, rightio.
It is picking up out there, you can feel it.
I'll just move back a bit because you haven't got enough space.
I haven't got enough space. Like I say, this is a boring bit.
Wow.
And
You've got to sow grey, you know that.
I get bored doing the pattern after a while.
We all lose a plot, don't we?
I end up just poking them in. But I've got to use them all up anyway.
Yeah, those are from last year, aren't they?
Yeah.
So, ones that we saved, so hopefully they will do better this year.
I'm hoping. A few more down that.
Right, now we'll leave the covering over because it's more than obvious. Cover up to the top of the gutter.
I didn't think I'd
Leave yourself just a couple of centimetres at the top so you can water and it will sit and drain. Otherwise,
yeah, this has got drain holes in it.
That is all we have to do there. We've only got 2 others to do. And Bill's favourites. Well, one of them's new, isn't it?
Yeah.
So as you know, last year was our first year of doing Zivril.
Yes, I brought some more.
Oh, Bill has brought some more. Obviously, why wouldn't you?
They've done really well for it.
They did. So we've got no heating here in this greenhouse. There's no electric, or, you know, solar or whatever.
Running at 15 at the moment. Yeah.
15 degrees at the moment.
Yeah.
They managed really well last year. We had a lovely crop of them, and they really lasted well as well, which I was quite pleased about. So I was having a jolly good old time cooking with them.
Yeah, Leah and Dave done well with them as well.
They did.
I don't know what they're doing this year, because they're looking after themselves this year.
Yes, they are indeed. It's difficult when we choose the vegetables that we want to grow, isn't it?
Yeah. I think Dave's doing and Leah are doing their own choice this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's a zebroon.
That is a zebroon. And the other one, which is new to us,
is long red Florence.
Long red Florence. Now, it's kind of the same
vein, week, as I call it. Gonna be a long.
Same genre.
Yeah. I've seen a couple of others grow it, and I thought they look nice.
So as usual, I'll put all the seed cards. There's only going to be 3 this week.
And as I haven't grown them, I want to have a go.
Oh, you've got to have a go. I tell you, after the
terrible.
success you have with the zebroon, I don't blame you for wanting to have another go at something else. As I said, I really enjoyed cooking with them. So.
Oh, they're beautiful. I was over the moon with them. I've seen them in the shops. You know, well, they weren't called zebroon, were they?
No, they're just
French banana,
just,
shallot, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But so expensive.
Mm.
And just thought you've got to have a go at this.
Got to have a go. Absolutely.
Got nothing to lose.
Now it is really wickedly cold here today, as expected. So we're going to just finish off these few seeds by putting some stuff on top, and Bill's fiddling around with the packet. And then we're going to go home and we're going to have a little discussion today with you all, or a little update on.
This is John Innes, by the way.
John Innes.
Seed, yeah, I'll treat them.
Compost. You're treating them well.
We haven't used it personally ourselves for about 15 years.
Now you saw it at the garden centre today,
Yeah.
along with some Jack's Magic.
Jack's Magic, I like that, but we haven't been able to get it down here.
No, so we thought, right, we'll have that.
I know some of that as well.
Have a treat.
And some twine I got tonight.
As the car didn't cost too much, pass go to the MOT.
No, the car was alright. It got through the MOT quite nicely, so I'm quite happy with that.
So we're going to scoot off home, as I said,
Yeah,
and
the wind's building up there now.
yeah, it certainly is. And we'll have a little discussion about 2021 and all of your father's veg that we grew. Yeah?
Yeah.
Excellent. So we'll see you back home shortly.
Yeah. Hello, and welcome back to Bill and Val's. We're at home now, and luckily we are, because it's chucking it down outside, and the wind's picked up again, like they said it would.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought I'd give you an update of what happened last year with the vegetables that my father would grow and we had to go at.
Yeah.
This is a picture of my dear old dad. He's kneeling in front of his favourite climbing rose called Joni.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a rose with the name of my mum. My mum was called Joni by my father. And he was a bloody good gardener, he was.
It's a really good rose as well. It ran all the way up the house, didn't it?
It did. It went right up to the bedrooms.
Superb.
We did a total of 60 different vegetables and flowers last year.
Mm-hmm.
6 different potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
And some didn't germinate at all. The long sweet and the Coro di Toro peppers didn't come at all. That's why we ended up getting the Tesco's ones, and they did brilliantly, and we'll let you know about those later on. And early wonder beetroot, which I did want to grow because I remember my father doing that, and we just didn't get one out of the whole packet. We didn't get one. I was very disappointed. And Rosa di Bianca, aubergine, and spring onions, Anita. They didn't germinate either.
And cheetah, but don't worry. So we had a total of 5 seeds fail to germinate, which Bill's just mentioned. And sadly, some of those are actually the ones your father's ones. So, so the first one that we did was a potato. So we did Charlotte. So what did you think of those?
I thought Charlotte was all right. I think we have grown them before.
Yes, I think we
at
have
some
too.
point. It's been a long time.
They were a good crop, weren't they?
Yeah, we got a nice result from those. Nice flavour.
Yeah, so they were good. So we might do those again, not this year, but in years to come. Aaron pilot potatoes. Now, in my opinion, they were totally rubbish, and we ended up giving away most of those.
I think my taste buds had changed because they were disgusting. I didn't like them at all.
That's harsh.
But no, well, that's my personal view.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
I wouldn't have given them away otherwise. You know, no.
Okay, so the early wonder beetroot, as we said, failed to germinate.
Yeah.
And then we had the early Jersey Wakefield cabbage, which was very loose leaf and a really nice flavour.
Yeah.
But it's not like the greyhound where it's compact and tight. It's just a loose leaf.
It's a lovely sweet cabbage.
It was very nice. Then, of course, we had the Long Island improved sprouts.
No.
They were awful, weren't they?
Yeah, not growing those again. They were supposed to get to between 18 and 24 inches tall.
Yes.
And stand on their own in an open field. I remember my father growing them. He's never grew much more than 24 inches.
Yeah.
These things were nearly as tall as me, and I'm 6'7".
Yeah, and we had the picture to prove it.
So no, not growing sprouts anymore.
Another real disaster was the South Blanching cauliflower. Now that was really hard to keep an eye on because you would look at it in the morning and it wasn't quite right.
No,
Then by the evening it
got too far.
It just gone too far.
But
so we
can understand why they grew 40 or 50. You know, two full rows of them, hoping to get maybe 10 or 15 out of all of them. You know
Absolutely.
What I mean?
Next one was the Effingham cabbage. It wasn't a particularly good flavour.
No.
It was really quite hard and it didn't cook well either. It just really firm.
Leathery.
Didn't like it. I know a lot of people have great success with it, but it just wasn't for us. Ellesmere cauliflower. We didn't get any.
I didn't get one, but I know people have. And I remember my father growing those better than the South Blanching because they were a winter one. He grew quite well on those. You know, I think he had a rate of about 1 in 4, 1 in 3, 1 in 4. That was good.
Yeah.
But I didn't get one.
We didn't get any, so we won't be bothering with that again. Antietam spring onions, they failed to germinate. Autumn Calibres, they were a very loose head and the crop was really poor on those.
Yeah, you know, you take it over time, they've been bred and you've got different ones that form a decent head like Iron Man and all that now, but these Calibres that they had back then, you know. Yeah,
they were just lucky to get something, weren't they? Brunswick cabbage, we only got one of those. I found it tasteless, and it's the round head variety, by the way. I didn't like it at all. It was just completely tasteless.
Well, if you don't like the round head ones, you won't like the ones I sowed last week.
No, it wasn't because it was round. It's just there was no flavour.
No, it was big. I remember them being big, and they're bringing them in.
Yeah,
that one didn't. You know, I didn't mind the flavour of that one.
So Calabrese de Chico. It was a loose head, not a good cropper, not really enough to eat. We couldn't actually pick enough for a dinner.
It was more like sprouting broccoli than an actual broccoli or Calabrese. You know, the head on it was very small.
So next one is the Marketeer cucumber. Now we had a really good crop of those, but for my personal taste, I didn't like it. I prefer the smaller ones without the prickly bits on them.
The Diva, that type one.
Yeah. What did you think of them?
I didn't mind that one because it was like old school to me. It's the old flavour. I didn't mind it. Yeah.
So we also did the Little Gem Cost lettuce, which was a really good cropper, and obviously taste as you would expect a lettuce would taste. So nothing amazing.
Devil grow loads of those. Maybe half a pound of seed Mum brought in.
And the Hurst green shaft pea, because we had such a really bad year for peas last year, it was just a disappointing crop, but the flavour was lovely.
But I don't know what it was about that. I think there might be more foxes than that about when my dad had the allotments and that, because he used to sow his peas directly in the ground and never had any problem. We grow them like that, we lose them all, the mice or something has them, but we don't see the foxes anymore, do we?
Well, who knows? They're there somewhere. They usually are hanging around.
Yeah.
And finally, the last of the 16 varieties that we grew of your father's was the Bunyard Exhibition Broad Bean. Now, we have grown those before, and in previous winter seasons that we've done them, we have had a far bigger crop.
Yeah.
And it wasn't great last year. It
No.
wasn't as big as
Well,
we expected, but we knew what, you know,
we done them in the
flavour-wise.
spring last year, those ones, because we had the Aqua Duluth on plot 1, and we sowed the barnyard and put those on plot 2. And we've done a spring one, which we don't normally do spring sown broad beans. It's always autumn.
No, we like to get them done and then get them out.
Yeah, get them out and somebody else in.
Over and done with.
Yeah.
So really, that was it. So overall, I think it's given us a greater appreciation of not only why they grew so many lines and rows of them, because of the yield they would get could be tricky. And I think it gives you a bit more respect for the old-fashioned gardener.
Well, you know, the dad, he had a total of 3 allotments. Half an allotment was dedicated to the pig with the other chaps. They all shared it. You know, and the other 2 plots basically had all the veg on, but he had to grow so much because, you know, the cauliflowers and the cabbage and the sprouts and that, they weren't as good as you get nowadays, the more modern ones.
No, definitely not. Okay, well, that's about it then, Bill. We just want to wrap up 2021 now. It's gone, and it is done, and we are now on our way to 2022. So if you'd like to do the usuals for me, please,
I'd like to say thank you very much for your comments and your thumbs up. I'd like to say welcome to the new subscribers, and thank you to the old subscribers for sticking with us. And all being well, we'll see you again next week.
We will indeed.
And
have
hopefully
a lovely week.
you haven't suffered too much in these storms.
No, indeed. Okay, see you then.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.